The GPEKS company is itself deals with project development. That's one aspect, clean energy project development and construction, and we provide assistance in due diligence and project management, as well as different type of consulting services to be able to finance projects or assist with the different stages and ensure success of projects or maximum profitability. Another division of GPEKS deals with education. We provide specifically certification for professionals on due diligence and feasibility analysis, as well as project development, and also assist fleets of vehicles in the conversion from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric type of vehicles. Another division which we're planning to set up in 2016, which we plan to call Helio World, is a division that acts like a utility where we bill for the kilowatt hours that are produced by the sun at a rate which we plan to be able to offer for less than conventional energy companies, and we plan to do that on a global scale. The way the models that inspire us for that are the models of companies such as Solar City in the US and other type of solar or renewable energy utilities, and we will be using very innovative type of financing such as initially private forms of property assessment, clean energy financing, and other type of financing mechanisms where we can tap into long-term, low-cost, institutional type of financing, which will allow us to use the best of corporate finance and different type of energy models to be able to assist in the very fast transition into 21st century clean energy. In terms of training and education, our International Clean Energy Institute provides workshops face-to-face worldwide, and we also provide distance learning as well as blended delivery, where some of the training happens remotely and some of the training happens face-to-face. We cover 11 different areas, including 5 different types of solar energy: passive solar, solar air heating, solar water heating, solar photovoltaic. We also cover obviously wind energy, a big sector, hydro, along with emerging forms of hydropower, wave power, tidal power. We teach also bioenergy, as well as combined heat and power, energy efficiency, and a new field which I believe is very, very important, especially in jurisdictions like Quebec, for example, where 100% of the energy already comes for electricity from renewable, essentially hydro and wind energy, or some countries like Costa Rica, Uruguay, and Portugal, or Iceland, which are very close to or already have reached 100% renewable, and where the next big step to reduce carbon emissions is to act on the transportation sector. So for the transportation sector, we're teach and provide consulting on electrification of transport, starting with fleets of vehicles. We teach how to evaluate the viability and how to help municipal fleets of buses or fleets of taxis, how to make the transition and how to actually make more profits by embarking onto the new paradigm of electric vehicles. In terms of GPEKS, one of our newest type of activity is the positive energy development. The positive energy development is the result of some research that was initially conducted for Natural Resources Canada, the equivalent of the Department of Energy in Canada, where we had the mandate to look at how we can reduce greenhouse gas emission by using an integrated approach. And interestingly, what we found is that by using a very long-term life cycle approach, and by reviewing from scratch, by looking at how we can do some complete business process engineering of the whole construction engineering, how we can actually build using technologies currently available and leveraging on what has been learned through centuries and millenniums about the construction industry in terms of passive and what is called in Europe bioclimatic. We found that it is actually possible to build homes and buildings that result in a fraction of the energy traditionally used, but that can actually produce more energy than when they consume, including enough energy for space heating, for water heating, for electricity, for lighting, appliances, as well as transport actually for the homes, providing enough electricity to power electric cars that can travel 80 kilometers a day per house, and also providing houses that integrate also the concept of resiliency for food production, so that if we had some problems and disruption in supply, people could actually produce all year round their food using greenhouse and aquaponics and that type of system. And we're currently working on some pilot projects to implement that. Our first one just about half hour away from the national capital in Quebec, but also we have some other projects that we're looking at in Ontario, in Eastern Ontario, as well as other countries such as Uruguay and Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Borneo more specifically. And there will be some adaptations, of course, for the warm countries, but what we plan to do is actually provide open source design and concept, and show the world that it is possible actually to build those type of houses and commercial industrial buildings at a cost that is actually lower than the average. Another aspect which is very, very important is that those developments will actually go further than LEED Platinum, and will use some of the most advanced standards in the world, such as HQE, High Quality Environment, which not only take into account energy and environment, but also notions such as comfort and health, so that we're actually building houses where people actually do not develop health problems by just breathing toxic materials, low EMF, low radiations. On the Quebec side, we're planning to do off-grid homes, and in Ontario, for as long as we have the feed-in tariffs, use that, but progressively phase in different type of technologies that will allow us to use net metering, and as the cost of storage goes down, then that will allow us to have also homes that are completely independent from the electrical grid, from the natural gas grid, from the water mains, and also from the sewage, using actually the energy from waste as a form of biogas for cooking and backup heating. And all those developments will also have quite a number of interesting features, such as interseasonal storage with a very efficient water heat pumps, hydronic floors, and those developments also will feature car sharing using electric cars, and community gardens, as well as we really want to incorporate a new way to plan the urban developments, to make them more human scale, more community oriented, while at the same time respecting the need for privacy. If you want to find out more about that, just go to the GPEKS website and look under the Positive Energy Development Project.